Hello, welcome guys. So, as the title provocatively claims, I'm done with killing all the enemies, and that leaves me the question: what's next? What now? What can we do with the Sunkenland um, once we reach this point? Because yeah, you might think then it's over, everything's tried, and you know, but I really think it's far from it because I think this game has potential. And so while we wait for the development to continue, I was thinking that we could just take a quick tour of the base, and you can see what I managed to do on a day 73 base. And to be honest, now it says day 74. It just took some time before I got the stream up and running correctly. But also talk about a bit, maybe get you some ideas how to get started and what you could and should do. So a lot of this stuff I actually managed to build many days ago. Of course, some of the items require a bit more specific or special items like glass can be a bit hard to find and so on. But most of it actually, I think it was done around day 40, 50 or something. And to be quite honest with you, I did play this with a no raid setting because I started up with doing 3 runs. And eventually got completely squashed around day 40 when they came with machine guns, and I spent all my time and progress just going forward and not really stocking up on proper armor and weaponry and things like that. So yeah, I really wanted to try and just build something and explore. So that's why I ended up doing this as my number 4. And basically what's happening now is that I've come to the end. I've done every island. Every island has been killed off. And I didn't get all the resources. But I did get enough to have quite a stock. So what can we say about this? Well, for one thing, first of all, do not waste time and energy and resources building shelves or tree holders. To be honest, the barrel is the only thing to build. There's no discussion about it. Of course, if you're into making your base your own with a specific look and stuff like that, just build whatever you want. But for efficiency, the barrels are unmatched at the moment. Also, when it comes to trees, because they hold in regards to trees, it's 500 wood. In regard to metal, it's 250, and no shelf can match that. So what would I do if I started over again and haven't really tried the game before? Well, it's hard to say because now I have tried it, so it will be colored by that experience. But I know there's a few things I do want to do as the first thing, and that's making sure I get the diving fins. These are so important, I believe, because it enables you to get to quicker dives with less downtime from having to swim up. Unfortunately, I can't really remember where I got the scuba print because I'm pretty sure the prints are almost dropped the same place every time. But having these two together really makes you a fast swimmer. And of course, having the pills, the lung function boosters, helps a lot as well. So that's one of the first things I would go to. In regards to transportation, as you see, I got the what's it called? I can't remember the name now. The marine fastboat. I finally got that because I thought it would be fun. Also, I think that the price for the jet stream is too high. You have to get 10 steel, and you have to get both electronic parts and advanced parts. The wood is no problem because, as you saw, I have 2 sawmills up here, so that just runs away. But I would recommend that you, at least I'll be doing that every time. If you do want to get anything from the start, maybe a paddle boat is just fine to begin with. But skip the sailboat. Of course, it's not too hard on mats as well, but I went straight from the paddle boat to the motorboat because I found the print so fast. The jet ski, I did try that. It's fun, and but it doesn't have any storage space, so it's not really that useful in the long run. It would be nice to try the jet stream boat ride at some point, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the marine fastboat, and it goes fast. It's around 20 kilometers faster than a motorboat, or 30, I think, actually. I have the blueprint from the helicopter, and yeah, it's a nice thing. I haven't tried it yet, but I heard it's supposed to be fun. Initially, they didn't put storage on it, but now it has, so it's more useful. So yeah, that would be a big change of freedom, I think, in some ways, because some of the islands, you have to get up high and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe at some point I'll try that. Yeah, what else can we be said? I actually managed to survive for the most, pretty much all the way on this small gorilla on this purifier. Of course, you can make the bigger versions to work faster, but this worked just fine. So yeah. Oh, nice. And of course, the strawberries are very underestimated. Having these can just save the day when you're out raiding somewhere and you suddenly find yourself at low energy and hungry. So yeah, use those as well. To begin with, actually, I think that helped me quite a bit. There was a glitch, and the glitch was when you loaded in a save game, the trees you had already cut down would just respawn as cut down trees, and you could just pick them up. So every time I loaded in the game, I had to clear the base of 700 of wood or something like that, which was a bit annoying at the end. So yeah, I think it did help me in some ways to get faster to some of the things. You needed a lot of wood to keep these furnaces running. Oh, and by the way, that's also something I would recommend, maybe not 6, but get a few or some, because it will help you to make the ingots a lot faster. And yeah, in regards to ingots, when you have to make steel, you have to use 5 iron. So if I had to wait for like 5 cycles to get 1 steel, that would kill me off. Yeah, in regards to weapons, I recall going straight from wooden. Actually, I did make the scrap metal spear because it does do a little more damage. But as soon as you can make the iron spear, it's very useful. Yeah, in regards to pistols and guns and rifles and things like that, of course I made the bow initially just to have something to use as ranged, and then pretty quickly got out of crossbows. But from then on, I had already tried in the previous game to get the old bolt action rifle, and it's a brilliant gun because it's not that hard to hit with, to be honest. Admit the NPCs are really they don't move around that much unless you get to the higher end NPCs that use machine guns and 50 cals. So yeah, it's pretty good. A headshot will kill most of them off in one shot. So yeah, I went pretty much straight from crossbow to this rifle because I knew where the print was. And I'm sorry again, I can't remember where it was, but if you find a police station, that's probably a good guess. One of the nearby bases as well. And yeah, that brings us back to the furnaces, because you're gonna need a lot of copper ingots to make the bullets for the rifle with this ammo thing here. So yeah, and with this up and running, you can just keep going. You can go home, replenish the ammo, go out again. Yeah. So eventually, as I got around, I found a lot of stuff. Now I have emptied the bag. Oh yeah, they introduced this packing box, so now you can move stuff. So basically, you take the trophy item, put it in here, and then you can relocate it. Great addition. Really needed that. But yeah, I found a lot of trophy items, and I decided to make a gallery just for the fun of it. So here are basically almost all the paintings in the game. A lot of duplicates, of course. That's just the way it is. I think I found all the neon signs by now. So here we have a nightclub now. And I didn't finish it yet because the ceiling was bugging me, and I know I need to make pillars to finish it, and I don't want to do that right now. But yeah, I did make the interior here work. This lamp is installable if you run a wire. Yeah, so and I think there's 3 rubber ducks in the entire game. Found them all. Maybe there's one more or so, but I think that's almost it. So the nightclub. And a lot of these furnitures are actually made with the refined wood. So yeah, that's just for the fun of it as well. You can spend some time furnishing your place. And here we have the house. And let's bring on the headlamp here. And to be honest, this lamp, I should have used that a lot sooner. I don't know how many times I've been caught in some base and not being able to see the NPCs except when they were firing at me. So this would have helped a lot. So yeah, I built into the rocks just to get a bit of a detail or decor from that. So yeah, here the stove. Haven't really used it. Let's go upstairs. And if you're the type that likes role playing, you can make a little bit of office room or whatever you can call it here. Here's where I store all the clothes. And someone asked me, why do you keep all these clothes? And to be fair, it's a good question, because I think it's a shame that when you have so many clothes in the game that we can't really see it except on the character map or the character inventory. It would have been nice to have a third-person perspective so we can actually play around with the idea of having clothes on. Also, I think it's an issue that you can't really put on pants under the protection gear. So if I wanted pants, I have to let go of the. Oh, where did it go? Ah, on the floor? What? Did I just? I didn't delete it, did I? Oh, sorry. Yeah. It would have been nice to have being able to see the clothes underneath the combat knee pads. Of course, you can see the shirt a little bit. So yeah. But there's a lot of clothes to be found. Somewhere fun. I know you can use it if you're playing multiplayer, co-op, and things like that. Your friends will be able to see what you're wearing and stuff like that. But if you're playing to battle the NPCs and find stuff, you're not going to be spending time redressing every time you come back just because. At least I wasn't. I did initially do that a couple of times and got annoying, waste of time. So yeah. So yeah, that's it. A little bit of a terrace out here. I want to put some chairs on this table here. And use the same carpet down here as a blanket or towel. Yeah. So this is the house. I see some of the items or trees still respawn. It's a bit silly, but yeah, just it is a game in progress. So, and that brings us back to the question: is it dead now that I finish it? Is the game dead? Is there anything left to do? And of course there is. I try not to be overly optimistic. I'm not being paid, or they haven't approached me or anything to comment on this, but I do think the game is promising. Initially, I played Sons of the Forest and liked that game, but this game somehow feels a little bit more fun somehow. Yeah, the Sons of the Forest had something else as well, so it's not that it's a bad game, but I just like this better, and I think it holds potential, especially now that they're talking about making it procedural, so you can actually go into infinity almost. Because right now, if you look at the map, it's quite big actually. It will take some time getting around, but there's potential to go further out, and then you can start talking about frontier bases and things like that. So yeah, what would I do now? Well, there's a couple of options. I could keep building on this. Just keep gathering resources, rethink the base entirely, or I could go and restart the game with a harder setting, because now I have an idea of how the progress should be done in order to reach specific goals that will enable me to stay alive further down the line. Because it is very hard, I think. Not in a bad way. That's just the way the game is, and it should be challenging. I wonder now if I set this to low, would it be completely boring? But I think what was it? I had it on. Oh, you can't set it here. That's in the when you load the game up, right? So yeah. So that's one option. Go and restart, make it harder. Or yeah, you could just have fun building. I kind of think, even though there's not so many configurations, because in a game like Stranded Deep, where you have options to build various kinds of objects that are slanted and edged and things like that, you don't really have the option here, and sometimes the builds are a bit wonky, but it's still somehow fun, and I like the environment. So yeah, I could spend some time here, just having fun. Or of course, yeah, go. So I placed flags, and where I still haven't gotten all the resources yet. So yeah, go there and pick up the stuff and just come back and dump it here, so there's more to build with. Or do silly stuff like build foundations all over the ocean. But yeah, that sounds like a challenge video or something like that. So yeah. In regards to small tips about the game in general, do a little run here. I would say that using flags can help you a lot in finding your way very fast, because I think that's something I noticed and I didn't really react to it until very late. Once you're out on sea and you're starting to sail around, it gets annoying having to go into the map and then, oh, it's there, I have to turn a little bit left and all that. So just set flags and you can steer directly for the flags. It's quite useful. Same with the buoys. In regards to looting islands, because there are so many things on each island, that you will not be able to get everything in one run. And in the beginning, pretty much everything you find is useful. So what I did was, when I first off cleared an island, of course, so there was no enemies, and then I just started piling up boxes on the beach. So let's see if I can remember correctly if there are any boxes left here. But instead of having to go back and then start running around again, finding out what have I missed and stuff like that, just simply clear the beach, the island in one go, dump all the items on the beach, and then once you get here, you can just run in and pick up everything you left behind. I think this is probably... It's only 45%. Oh my god, how did I miss that much? Well, I probably didn't think I needed a lot of it, which I don't at this point. So now it's just for fun. But yeah, take the extra minutes to run around and gather everything and run down to the beach and dump your stuff and run around again. You will be happy about it, I'm pretty sure. So, and yeah, in regards to raids, even on mid, you will encounter enemies that are somewhat difficult, or at least annoying, because, you know, early access game, the physics aren't really 100% yet. So some of them will manage to stick the gun through the wall and shoot you through the wall. And they seem to know very well where you are, especially the higher tier NPCs or AIs. So yeah, that can be a bit of a problem. And that's the reason I mentioned this. It's because once you get here to an island, if it's a tough island, I wouldn't park my boat like this. Because if you die, and you probably will, if you're unlucky and one of the NPCs shut you down, like here for example, he will notice the boat immediately after and he will destroy the boat. Or they will. I tried that one time. Or two times? One time, two times? One time. When I lost my motorboat and the stuff on it. And thankfully there was enough mats on the island to build a new one right away. But that was quite annoying. So yeah, keep the boat safe, park it out in the sea a little bit. There won't be, most of the places there are no sharks here on the edge. So yeah, you can park it outside with no problem. So yeah, I think that's just a few tips. We can go on and on, but you know, you also have to make your own explorations and experiences and have fun with the game. So yeah, just remember in the beginning, there are no bad mats, there are no useless mats. Those come further down the line when you have gotten really far. So yeah, well, this was a small video. I guess I will call it quits for now. And I would like to thank you for stopping by, and yeah, keep in touch because I will be making a few other videos some days, I guess. Right now we are looking into Stranded Deep and having a go at that. I think that it has potential as well. I know it's an old game and stuff like that, but yeah, it's refreshing to try something new when you haven't really seen it yet. So yeah, well, I just want to wish you having fun with the game with Sunkenland, and I'll see you around for the next video. Bye.